So I'm gonna go ahead and start by priming my eyelids. Lorac eyeshadow primer. I don't use this one a whole lot. I need to get through it. I think it came with one of my Pro palettes. I'm gonna take a Makeup Forever shadow. This one here, it's matte, so M870. It's a light rosy pink color. And I'm gonna take a fluffy brush. This one's from GRWM Tools. So I really want to go for a soft, romantic, rose gold type look. Lashy, hopefully. I'll probably throw on some false lashes. So, what's up, guys? What have you been up to? I have been having so much fun with this whole making videos thing. If you guys have any special requests for types of videos you'd like to see, just leave them down in the comments below. I'm gonna take this one here from one of my custom MAC palettes. This one is my sort of neutral matte one that I made. I've got a whole bunch of these. They don't just have MAC eyeshadows, they have a lot of Morphe ones and Makeup Geek ones, but this one is Quarry by MAC, and it's a grayish purple mauve color. And I'm taking the same brush and I'm gonna put that in the crease. So are you guys excited for the holidays? I'm pretty excited. The fall time is my favorite time of year by far. A lot of my family has birthdays close to the holidays, including myself. I think tonight we're getting our first snow of the year. This shadow here, it's a NYX eyeshadow. It's one of their Prism eyeshadows, I think they're called, that I just repotted into one of these little pans for convenience sake. Blend it out into the crease. Yeah, so I really like to depot my eyeshadows and then replace them into a more uniform packaging so that they can all fit into these little palettes. It's just more convenient for me when they're all sort of in a palette like this, either a Z palette or a MAC Pro palette. So I depotted all my NYX eyeshadows, prismatic eyeshadows, and then I also depotted my Wet n Wild ones. I really like them when they're all in this one format. This one is NYX Liquid Gold, and I'm going to put that a little bit above the crease. I find that my favorite way to apply eyeshadow is to do light layers. I do that when I paint as well. When I use oil paints, I really like to use light layers, and some people really like to put in something bold and then blend it out, and I kind of did that for my last tutorial. I put that bold cream eyeshadow and then I blended out, but this is really more like my go-to way of working. I do lots of layers and I mix a lot of colors, and that's just so fun for me. This eyeshadow here, it's Da Bling by MAC. Brushes like the one I'm using from GRWM Tools, like MAC 217, I use for all of my eyeshadow looks. They're just my favorite kind of eyeshadow brush. A nice medium-sized blending tool. You can do everything with them. So I would say if you're gonna get one kind of eyeshadow brush, this would be it. I also recommend getting a flat eyeshadow packer brush and a brush like this. That way you can pack on the eyeshadow and then blend it out with this one. But if you just want to get one, I would recommend a medium-sized fluffy blending brush. When you work in light layers, it's like impossible to mess up. It's pretty foolproof because, you know, there's no way you can get anything dramatically wrong because you're going so slow and building up so slowly. This one is actually from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe's Favorites palette. I depotted that palette as well to kind of mix it with all my other colors. And this one was the 16th eyeshadow. Placing that in the outer V of the eye, which is from the lash line, and you kind of scoop up into the crease over here. I'm placing it in that area, and then I'm kind of doing little baby circles to blend it out. These are some of my favorite eyeshadows. Makeup Geek foiled shadows and some of my NYX prismatic shadows as well. I'm gonna take this light pink one called Whimsical from Makeup Geek. These shadows are so pigmented, so smooth, so easy to use, so long lasting, high shine, beautiful eyeshadows. I'm going to go in with My Tai from Makeup Geek. I'm taking MAC's Embark, which is a really beautiful deep reddish brown. So I'm just taking the brush and pushing it into that socket line and sort of wiggling it back and forth. I'm gonna take a wet wipe and just clean up any fallout. Make It Forever Step 1 Base Hydrating Primer. Put that all over. I'm gonna take my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, which is my all-time favorite. Dab that mainly on the areas where I've got red, blotchy. Whenever you do a crazy eye look in general, you want to make sure that you're canceling out discoloration. Whatever discoloration you might have will really, stick out once you have all that eye makeup on. It'll make your skin look worse than it is. So I'm taking my Benefit Erase Paste and I'm putting that underneath my eyes. Now I'm just taking my Sephora Airbrush Concealer Brush to blend that out. And I'm going to go in with this green color here. And I'm going to try and counteract some red blemishes that I have still. So I'm just taking a little bit of this rosy color here, and I'm going to cancel out darkness around the mouth. Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. MAC Prep and Prime Highlighting Pen in Radiant Rose. I use this every day, and I just use it around the time that I use my concealer. I just like to dab this right around the eyes like this. It just seeps into your skin and it's almost like you just have really good skin. I'm gonna do my brows with the Senna Brow Book. I like to plan out where the brow starts, where the highest point of the arch is gonna go, and then where the brow is going to end. And then from there, I just sort of stamp on little hairs. I'm going to use my Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion in 20M. I'm just going to warm up the face a little bit. A shadowy powder right here, the darkest one. And I'm going to sculpt out the cheekbone. When I do this, I like to sweep upwards to make a more natural shadow. And then I like to mix Sculpt with Bone Beige. I like to mix these two. Just put a little bit around my nose, just for the fun of it, because I find contouring to be a lot of fun. I'm gonna take my current obsession, my Kevyn Aucoin highlighter in Starlight. And I'm gonna put way too much on because I love this stuff. You would think this would be enough highlighter for me, but I'm actually, feeling like I need to whip out the big guns. Take my favorite highlighter of all time, which is Moonstone from Becca. And I'm just going to take a little bit, just pinpoint it right at the top of my cheekbone. So it's like I did an overall glow with the Kevyn Aucoin one, and then I'm just putting like a pretty intense amount just right there, and then right here, and right here. I love highlighter. Petal Power, which is a mineralized blush from MAC. Rose gold color, which is why I chose it for this look. If I can open it. Okay, and it looks like this. Apples of my cheeks, and then sweep upwards and around, kind of connecting it to the eye. That's my new favorite trick, is using blush and connecting it with the eye, and sometimes even taking your eyeshadow brush and putting some of the blush into your eye look, and then it just kind of makes your look really cohesive and professional looking. I love it. Enough blush, you think? Nah, let's do a little more, because I'm all about the blush right now. and the highlight and the eyes and the lips, you know, all of it. I'm going to take my clean fluffy brush and blend that stuff out. Let's go back to the eyes now. Da Bling from MAC. I make the stupidest faces as I'm doing makeup. I'm like why am I even doing that? Does it really help me get into like crevices in my face? Embark from MAC on the outer third of the lower lash line. Take our blush and go over the eye look. Just blending everything out, making it really hazy and kind of being pretty liberal with it. Ooh, I got something in my eye. And I'm gonna mix these two foiled shadows, which was Whimsical, what we used earlier, and Starry Eyed. Dab that in the center of the lid again, because as you blend, sometimes the one you really want to pop and it gets blended away. It's always good to go back and just make sure it's as bright and beautiful as you want it to be. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that same combo and put it in the center lower lash line. This is normally what I do. I'll take Fix Plus and make sure all the powder is all settled into the skin really nice and everything melts and looks seamless and beautiful and glowy and dewy. And then I go in with the big guns, the long-lasting spray, which is the Skindinavia finishing spray. This doesn't do as good a job as my MAC Fix Plus for settling powder into the skin, but this makes my makeup last all night long. All night. I like to let it kind of dry a little bit, and then I'm going to do liner and lashes. Oh, and lip. I always forget about lip. Why do I do that? I love lipstick. Milani Supreme Kohl Kajal eyeliner, and I'm going to tightline, and then I'm going to smudge it on the upper lash line to help hide the band of the falsies we're going to put on. Okay, so I put some falsies on. I put the Lena Lashes from one of my BoxyCharm boxes. Jordana lip liner in Rose Crush. So I'm going to make a custom lip color using my Makeup Forever Flash color cases. And I think I'm going to take the cream skin tone and this rosy color. Gold from this palette. I'm just playing around with this lip color, adding a little bit at a time. This one right here, a little bit darker. Put some in the corners. I'm feeling like I need to incorporate that gold in the eye look. Just take a little bit and put that on the lower lash line in the inner corner over here.